Hello everyone, welcome to another Disney Infinity TV trailer breakdown where today we are going to be breaking down the Stitch and Tinkerbell trailer that just dropped. Normally it's Jason and I, but we are adding Lloyd to the mix tonight, and we are really excited to have Lloyd here. Jason and I, we like to talk around ourselves, and so now we can do a three musical chairs discussion. So welcome everyone. If you are uninitiated, this is all about what we see in the trailer. Lots of little hints and tricks and tips and all these craziness that you really have to really dig deep down into the trailer to pull out, and that is what we are going to try to do. So if you don't know who we are, make sure you check out the website, DisneyInfinity.tv. We have a few different Disney Infinity related podcasts and much, much more. So check us out there. With that, I think we are going to go ahead and actually just discuss everything that dropped today. So first, we're going to talk about some of the items that were actually announced. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up right now. So and then, yeah, Jason and Lloyd, if you guys want to take it away. Let's see here. So first, I'm going to bring up just the two figures, Tinkerbell and Stitch. Get rid. So yeah, what do you guys think of the figures so far?
These are amazing figures, absolutely amazing figures. And the one thing, before we get onto the detail of the figures, which I'll let Lloyd talk about, the thing I wanted to discuss was it really hit me when I saw, excuse me, when I saw Tinkerbell in game and both as a figure. It sort of added to the ingenious decision to make these things based on toys, because you like my mind immediately went to the fact when you see Tinkerbell in action, it's like Tinkerbell's supposed to be this miniature fairy, like in everything she ever is, even like the fairies TV show, or sorry, the fairies line of movies. She's obviously a miniature figure, yet in the game she's obviously comparable size to all the other figures. I mean, heck, she looks bigger than Mickey Mouse. But I thought, well, that's the brilliance of this toy angle that they've taken, because it totally makes sense when you apply that mechanic to the overall world, because it's the Tinkerbell toy coming to life, so to speak. And I thought that was kind of cool, don't you think?
Totally. The one thing that really got me about these toys, I showed them to my kids immediately. It's funny because my son is a huge Stitch fan. Last time I was anywhere near Disney, I picked up a bunch of Stitch stuffed animals because I knew that would be what he would love. And then my daughter is a huge Tinkerbell fan. So we have the two super fans in the house. I showed them this trailer and their heads just exploded with joy. The first thing my daughter said about Tinkerbell is, she's gets really small when she flies, but she's big when she walks around. That's great, because I guess maybe she was worried that she wouldn't show up in the game, or she'd be smaller than some of the other figures. And she might be a little smaller, but she's not minuscule compared to the other figures. And she also loved that the toy itself is so detailed. Like, she's standing on a leaf. She has her wings out. Like, she just looks perfect for a figure. Stitch, on the other hand, looks menacing and awesome, because that's what Stitch is. He's a super cuddly character that has the odd freakouts, and he looks like it too. Like, he's happy, big smiling mouth, and he's crushing a sandcastle, which is perfect for Stitch. I just love these two figures. They, from even Disney Infinity 1, I think these are the two best representations of a figure that I've seen yet in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I really have nothing to add. I really dig that Stitch figure, and I love the emotion that he is really portraying. Like you said, Lloyd, he's stomping on a sandcastle, which is kind of his MO. And then Tinkerbell, the detail of having her, such a large figure and with the leaf and everything, I think it's just really exciting.
Yeah.
Could not agree with you more. So they released not only some photos of the figures themselves, but also just some screen caps of the characters in action, and we will obviously see much more of them when we get to the actual trailer breakdown. This first image here, the only thing that really pops out to me are, well, three things actually. So the wings, it's really neat seeing the detail in the wings. I don't know if you guys can see it as clearly as I can.
Translucent.
Yeah, it's translucent, but there's still some detailing there, which is cool. The water here, that's something it doesn't look like the traditional ponds, and we were kind of not thinking there's going to be water in the game outside of what already exists. So it'll be interesting to see what that is. And then lastly, in the upper right hand corner here, this tower. Not sure if that's from the Marvel playset or what exactly that is, but that's a pretty cool image. This one's great, and Lloyd, I know you like this one quite a bit. What's that?
I said big time. Yeah. This was part of the trailer that my son just geeked out over, and he's 8, so an 8-year-old geeking out is a sight to behold. What
is it about this this image that your son really likes so much?
Well, he immediately saw the 3 stitches, and he's like, "Oh, that's the surfboard that we already have in the game." And I was like, "Yep, that's right." And then I was like, "Well, what about the other surfboard?" And he's like, "That looks like one of the boards that they use in Treasure Planet." And I was like, "Yep, exactly." And then he's a huge, like, we've watched that movie 100 times. Like, they just love that. And to see some of that in the game as well just made everybody happy in my house.
Yeah. Cool. And you can also see some, looks like some Lilo and Stitch buildings in the background there with the red roof.
Looks like Lilo's house. And the water looks pretty weird. Like, not anything that we've seen before in Disney Infinity. So whether it's just like a texture that maybe has fake waves on top of it, or if there's going to be a bigger ocean piece that you can maybe drop with like a beach, like, who knows? It just it gets your imagination flowing.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's kind of motion blur, but I agree. I mean, if we're not going to have water, I do want the blocks that look, really make it look like water. These are also look like they're different palm trees too, which we will also get to, like these palm trees right here. So yeah, this is a pretty cool image. Oops, might be a little bit too big. Let me try to fix that. Showing off Merida and Maleficent. So far, all of the Disney original characters that have been shown off. You have Darkwing Duck's blaster there. The name's escaping me right now, but Stitch's blaster, and it's just kind of cool seeing them all together, and also seeing some more Lilo and Stitch train themed pieces in the background there with those palm trees and stuff. Jason, anything striking about this one for you?
That sandcastle looks pretty cool in the immediate background there with the surfboard up against the tree.
That's pre-Stitch.
It just looks sensational. Anyway, I think actually, overall, this trailer and these pictures, the things that strike me the most is that this is absolutely Disney. Like like, if you had never seen any of the Marvel stuff before, you could argue that this is a completely different game, don't you think? The whole feel of it just felt very much like, I guess, maybe what we all expected 2.0 to be. Very much, this looks like a next-gen upgrade to the 1.0 franchise. So I like the fact that I don't think they did anyway. There's no reference to the Marvel, I don't think, in the trailer.
No, not that I could see. I didn't see any Marvel pieces at all.
So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. It just like what you said, Jason. The images that they've shown in the trailer, it looks like there's just more. There's more objects in the environment. There's more interesting details. There's more gameplay stuff that you can see. Obviously, these trailers obviously have a little bit more animation that you would get in the game, but it just looks like more, which is great, because some of the levels that you make when you're playing in the toy box or whatever, they feel like kind of, I don't know, pared down. They feel like you're looking at a skeleton of what a level could be. And all the stuff that they've shown in this one looks a lot fleshed out, which is really great to see.
Yeah, it's funny because, Jason, I think the first one we did, the first trailer breakdown, we had to, we kind of had to guess, and it was an educated guess, but we had to hope that it was running on a next-gen engine. And it's great to actually see, that they're not holding back on promoting that now.
Yeah.
I did want to bring up Stitch really quick to see, just to show him off a little bit better, his figure alone, because we didn't do that. So there he is.
The color's amazing. Doesn't it look like just, I don't know how much of it's lighting or whatever, but that is a phenomenal looking figure. Look at the reflection in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at the extra piece on top of his eyes. So there's like a skin flap on top of where his eyes are. I mean, it's perfect. This is a really well sculpted figure.
Yep, like you guys, I'm really excited about these figures. I just think they're awesome.
I think there's more to come. Like, it's so exciting just to be able to see these figures revealed.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I don't. This isn't the. And I think that's an interesting thing to kind of keep in our thoughts with this when we're discussing this, is that we get so excited each figure, and I think it's a testament to that. Actually, you know, it's a testament that we're just so excited for each one of these figures. But when we saw Merida and Maleficent, we were like, oh, these are our favorites. And then now we're seeing these, and we're like, oh, that Stitch is so cool. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, the fact that each figure is so consistent in their quality and kind of what we want as fans is just a really fun and exciting thing.
Sure. Yeah, they're all worth owning, whether you're playing them in a game or just putting them on a shelf. They're all little works of art, which is great to see.
Exactly. Cool. All right, gentlemen. Well, with that, should we go ahead and start with the trailer breakdown? The play-by-play, frame-by-frame. Oh, and Jason is not green screen. That's my bad. There you go.
That's the Hulk version of Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad. Yeah. All right. So Jason, explain this scene to us, and don't you dare leave anything out. Just kidding.
That's all right. Just let me know if my audio goes bad, but we'll fast forward here. Oh, scale to frame size. Just hang on 1 second. There we go.
Now, I don't know if it matters, but your head's off screen slightly, but that's okay. So cool. All right, gentlemen. What's so striking about this?
It's cool.
Look at the detail. Look at the background. That's not a background we've seen before.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be Hawaii, right?
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch. Whether it's going to be included with the game, like one of the base texture that you have, or terrain, I guess it is, or sky maps that you get with the game, or whether it's going to be a power disc that you have to slap down. It looks like it's going to be a fun place to explore.
Mm-hmm. What about that?
It doesn't really matter, but I kind of wish they would let us know what the footage is captured on, what platform the footage was from. That'd be kind of nice, but it doesn't really matter. And it's going to look fairly similar, even on, I imagine, the difference between, well, we already know that the differences between next gen and current gen aren't that, you know.
Yeah. So do you think that an Infinity ground texture is something specific to like a dev thing? Because that's unique.
Possibly.
It reminds me a lot of The Incredibles, where they actually have the Infinity logo on it as well, kind of blending into it, just to let you know what you're in, I guess, if you take a screenshot. I don't know.
Jason, stop there just for a moment. So that looks like, is that Stitch's house in the upper left-hand corner? Or is that...
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Lilo's house.
Cool. Or
and just
Lilo's
this
house,
mechanic is awesome. This rolling mechanic.
Thank you. That's why I was asking what's so striking about this. I saw JV tweeted today that reminds him of the Blanca from Street Fighter move,
Right.
which is awesome.
Or
Metroid, yeah.
And it's a good example of how they're obviously thinking of how they can bring faster mobility to the Disney characters, in addition to the fact that these other Marvel characters are going to be flying and whatever.
Yeah.
This obviously looks like a really fast way to get around.
What's that platform there in the middle?
I don't know.
It looks like something out of a ship. Like, it almost looks like a crow's nest piece, but I don't know. It's interesting anyway.
Something new.
There's something under it, and it's being held up in the air by something.
Jason, what's
I
that?
can't really make out that thing in the distance, can you?
I was just about to ask. No.
And that hut on the right looks again a bit more like that a Snow White-esque type hut.
Cool.
Great lighting too. Look at the reflection on the ground.
Totally.
Again, Lindy, and the reflection on the wall there. No need to back up, but yeah, it's just higher fidelity once again.
Stitch is going bowling.
Love it.
That's really cool. Okay.
Really trying to drive home maybe a little some of Stitch's mechanics there.
Well, again, actually, something I'm noticing, and I don't know whether Notice how the ground doesn't, I guess it could be a big texture piece. It doesn't look as blockular. You know how like in
Hmm.
most toy boxes it's very like boxy on the ground? Well, that doesn't look, well, it
Like
looks a lot more dense.
Yeah.
you don't see the seams like you normally do. Is that what you're saying?
That's it. You'd be forgiven to think that this is footage from a playset.
Yeah. Q Lanu in the chat. Logan is saying new fences on that screen where he was bowling. Looked like maybe lit or Stitch themed.
Yeah, and like you said, Jason, maybe they're just changing it this year, where if you put a bunch of bigger blocks together and texture them all the same, that it just seamlessly textures all of the surfaces instead of having those seams between. That would be really great if you're building a weird shaped city that has different areas that jut out. You don't want to have all these weird squares and rectangles all connected together. It'd be nice if you could put some stuff on the sides and then just have a seamless area to walk through.
Hmm. Hey,
Yeah.
sorry, I know there's lots in this scene, but this is something first time I've noticed. Is that the Mark Twain in the left hand corner there?
Ooh.
Hmm. Didn't notice that before.
Kind of looks like a steamship, right? Like a steam
that's-
paddle boat.
Yeah, I see the one of the smokestacks at the
That's
back.
awesome.
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
else? What else you guys see here?
The big
Those
castle.
little turrets are interesting.
Yeah.
Looks
Can
kind
you
of
see my
like
cursor if I do that?
yep.
Yes, you can. These things here.
It looks
Uh,
kind of like some sort of forest hut again, like a Snow White hut or something. You know what it could be? It could be similar to those could be two corner pieces, like on the pirate pieces that are quarter circles, and that's why it looks like there's two doors. Or it could just be some other type of building.
yeah.
So, and Jason, those huts again in the background, I can't decide if those are like beach huts from Lilo and Stitch or if those are
Yeah, it's
what those are.
tough. They're very Snow White Maleficent to me, like
Yeah.
very fairy tale
Hmm.
style looking.
Very European with the dark and the light, almost like something you'd see in like a Renaissance England
Was it
or something.
Tudor, I think, is that what it's called?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about those buildings there. What are those like building blocks with the facade on the outside? And yes, you can do facades now, but that's just kind of interesting. You don't tend to see, or I wonder if that has anything to do. Well, it wouldn't be anything to do with interiors because that's a completely separate instanced piece
Right.
of the game.
But there are definitely a lot of chunks there, almost like they built it out of different blocks and then put the facade around the outside.
Kulanu is saying Polynesian huts is what those kind of look like to him. So
And again, I want to bring attention to these pathways here.
Yeah.
like the
Again,
sidewalk.
it looks, yeah, like this these like roundabout type sections. Again, just the floor just looks different to me than what I'm used to seeing.
Agreed. Also, something of note, and we'll dig into this a little deeper, but take a look at that lamppost. So just make a note of
Whoops.
that.
Yep, take a note for that later.
Delta was saying that the house on top looks like it's from the house that Sleeping Beauty grew up in.
Right, there we go. Right, back into. Don't touch the mouse, Jason. That breaks things. Right.
So a lot of people are speculating, including in the chat room right now. So go ahead and pause it right here, Jason. Or actually
Yeah.
a couple frames further. A lot of people are speculating that what toy box we're actually looking at is a new theme park toy box. And saying, Putz in the chat room is saying the castle is positioned correctly to match perfectly the spokes of the theme park. Which also lends a little bit to that possible Mark Twain we saw.
Yeah.
Buzz about this scene right here. So people are thinking that the lampposts here are from the theme parks from the Magic Kingdom. And so that's one big piece of this. Another big piece of this is if you look in the right hand corner there, people are saying that looks like the marquee from the the name is escaping me. The Cine something. I'll have to find it.
Yeah,
Or
the cinema
chapter.
anyway on Main Street, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Main Street Cinema. That is probably those two pieces are probably the single most exciting pieces for me, but that's just my personal opinion. I just love seeing theme park stuff.
And again, the front of the building looks like it's snapped together from different pieces. So maybe there's going to be a bunch of different size facades and roads and stuff. So you can build your own theme park layout the way you want to.
And that's one thing. I mean, right now we have blocks from the Incredibles buildings, and then we have Agrabah pieces and castle pieces, but then the only other things we have are the pirate that are kind of modular, but it would be cool if what you're saying is like they actually snap to each other.
Great.
Like you're saying. So there's Tinkerbell with her fairy dust animation.
That's cool. And JV was saying earlier that she flies like Iron Man. He calls her the female Iron Man.
That's awesome.
Because you can get around the playsets pretty easily flying with her, which is great.
Jason, I'm sorry. Can you back up back to her really quick? Subject Delta is saying that if you look at, stop right here. So if you look at the modular pieces again, if you look at the top of those buildings, it looks like the rails are connected. So there might be some smart connection with rails this time too, because obviously those two building facades are separate pieces, but the railing itself looks connected, which is really cool. And it also looks like it manages a diagonal in a smart sort of way. Stitch, there's your Condor Man backpack. Or pack.
Yeah. Which again is just a cool testament to the fact that we can still use everything we've got in 1.0 with 2.0. That's just awesome to see.
Yep. Can you back up a frame, Jason? Sorry. There's a lot of detail in that last. So I don't know what that brick texture on the block piece looks new. This also kind of looks like a theme park layout, right?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different types of blocks that are all grouped together. So you have kind of Amazonian, and you have the fairy castle in the background. You have the pirate ship and some other stuff. So yeah, maybe this is like what you said, Will. Maybe this is going to be like a theme park playset that will come as just a toy box that you can jump around and play in, which would be great.
I can't see it on my screen. I'm just going to try and adjust.
Is that the mark?
So we've got a door over here. An interior door in the bottom right hand corner. Can you see that?
Your head might be in the way.
No, it's right next to if you're looking at the screen, left of my head, right of my head, if you're looking at the screen.
Oh, okay.
Can you see that? No?
I think it's cut off.
Anyway, there's an interior door. I'll just zoom it up a little bit more, which makes me think that that's probably an interior door to a haunted mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see it. Well, almost now. It's still on the edge, but that's okay. I see where at least you're referring to. And once again, yeah, this is totally...
Like, that would make sense, wouldn't it? If this is Disneyland or Disney World, the ship's right there and...
Yeah, that's it.
Mansion's right there.
And now we can't see the door. So yeah, that is... I think this is totally has to be another theme park, and that's... So we could imagine this could be Disney World since last time we got Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
Is that the Mark Twain again in the upper right-hand corner, Jason? I mean, kind of in the middle of the screen now, right next the foreground of the castle.
Yeah, that's that for sure, without a shadow of a doubt.
And chat room saying the Swiss Swiss family treehouse right above where Stitch is.
So yeah, awesome. And of course that'd be, what is it? Is it what's the middle island? Tom Sawyer's Island? Is it still Tom Sawyer's Island in the middle there?
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Has to be it.
So all we need is a door linking it to Pirates Phantasmic level, and off we go.
Perfect. Cool.
Right, keep moving on. The animations, just sensational. All right, here we go. This is my favourite part. Bed knobs and broomsticks. It's got to be, right?
Gotta be.
Totally.
How does one tackle bed physics?
And the fact that there's multiple characters sitting on it. I wonder how many you can get on there. That's awesome.
I really want to watch this movie now. I just want to make sure that that texture is accurate to the bed, but that is really cool.
And whether one of the knobs is twistable or not. That's the
it's got to at least glow when it takes off, surely.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you see some tables and chairs there, kind of looking like an outside seating area in front of one of the theme park restaurants with the awnings and everything.
Totally.
That's so cool. So cool.
All right.
Here's this dual wielding
Yeah.
that JB was talking about.
Yeah, this is
You
awesome.
can explain that, Will.
No, it's just, lots of people were wondering about this and how it's going to work. It's going to be an unlockable ability for him. A lot of people were concerned that, if you had 2 Stitches Blaster, it requires 2 power disc. I'm making the assumption that it is going to do, once you unlock the ability, you're going to dual wield whatever item you're holding.
And I'm sure you won't even need the power disc. It'll be just his natural, one of his natural abilities will be to fire with that. And then if other people want it, they can just put the Stitches Blaster power disc on it.
Interesting.
Still cool.
Very.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool. It's it harkened back to memories of the Halo 2 announcement back in the day. If we were watching this live, we all would have cheered when we saw dual wielding Stitch.
Totally.
Tinkerbell running down Main Street.
Run, isn't it?
Yeah, she has quite the leaping step.
I assume again, it's obviously just another example of them how to make the characters faster.
Yeah. Movement ability. I mean, locomotion is a huge deal here for this one. They've said over and over again.
Yep.
So there's the Haunted Mansion that you saw. So we're looking at that same scene from a different perspective now. So behind us and to the left is the Tom Sawyer Island.
And that looks like the same ship that's in Disney Infinity 1 that she's flying over with the gold.
Is this the first time Tinkerbell's playable in a video game?
I'm sure not.
Except on like the DS, there's some really horrible games that she's in. So this will be the first real game that she's in.
Here's the Gravity Falls in the background.
Yeah, Gravity Falls and Darkwing Duck.
Ratcatcher.
And Sidecars, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Is that Lion King background texture, you think?
Looks like a Milan texture to me. I mean, Skydome.
That wouldn't be Lion King. Lion King's kind of flat, isn't it?
Yeah. But I did just see a still image from the Mulan movie. It reminded me.
And there's the fertilizer stand from Aladdin with a bunch of rugs and other stuff. So we're somewhere in Agrabah right now.
Hey, it's more indication of more Aladdin stuff, right?
Yep.
Well, we've seen these action pieces before. I'm really excited about the beach stuff. That ground texture looks really great, and so do you guys know what this is from? Because I know lots of people are happy about this.
Yeah, I just from trolling the forums a little bit because I haven't watched all the episodes yet, but this is from Gravity Falls, the kitty head launcher or whatever, whatever it's called, which is great. It just
looks really cool. They stick to the enemy by the looks of it.
Yeah,
that is cool. Until they blow up in their pieces.
It's even more like a needler now than some of the other weapons.
What was
Stitch
that tower?
Really just enjoying that, isn't he? Like, look at the face. It's like having a ball.
Instruction.
Jason, what's that tower behind him? You guys recognize that at all? That looks new to me.
Looks interesting shape too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of different trees and other foliage types as well. So it's definitely a blending of different playset pieces, it looks like.
The combat, again, looks much improved and a lot of fun. What do you guys think about this?
Oh, the Tron cycle. I was too busy looking at the ice cream cart. I missed the
I didn't even
obvious.
see I didn't see the ice cream cart.
I love Tron. This made me very happy, especially the fact that you can pull a wheelie when you use your turbo. That is awesome.
That is.
Well,
it's funny. You know what? I kind of wrote the light cycle off because I thought if we were going to get it, we would have got it in one instead of those other Tron vehicles.
Yeah, because there was some concept art about that way back, and nothing ever kind of came from it. So now it's good to see that it wasn't wasted. There's a little bit of Tron love, at least, in Disney Infinity 2.
Yep. Stitch. So we're assuming that's a Matterhorn.
Looks like it, yeah.
All right, so what about this?
Yeah, so there's been some rumblings about this bike, hasn't there?
There has.
There's been a couple theories.
A lot. So let's talk about... So one is that this is from Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I've never seen the movie. So
watch it.
I know. It's on the agenda now. But what do you guys think? I mean, do you think that's where it's coming from?
I think so. The other theory was Indiana Jones, but it doesn't look anything like Indiana Jones at all. But it has all this weird smoke around it, and I'm trying to think of a Disney movie or cartoon where there was smoke around a vehicle, but I can't think of anything.
Here, pause it right there, Jason. I'm going to show my screen for a second.
Yes.
It most definitely is from Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Okay.
And if I can blow this up, because the number plate at the front matches, so I'm going to just show that on screen. So I can't make out all the letter numbers, but
C451 or whatever.
Yeah,
41851.
Looks like something. And then if we bring this up,
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it.
Mystery solved.
Bummer. I was hoping it was Indiana Jones, because it totally is a World War II era motorcycle.
Yep.
Cool. That's why you come here, for the scientific facts.
This makes me happy.
So rumor has it, Pirate Steve is telling us that there's actually 2 different toy boxes shown in this trailer. There's the Mark Twain again in the background. That might be the backup. Yeah, it might be the... And where are those... Oh, never mind. We know what those trees' colors are. So Lloyd, we have Avalanche spies listening to our show.
I think so.
Why do you think so?
Well, the last show I was on, I believe, I think it was the last podcast episode that I did, we were talking about Toy Box and all the great things in the Toy Box and rotating and undo and all that. And right at the end of the episode, I said, the one thing that I wish was in the game would be to use something like the paintball gun to paint textures on blocks, because nothing is more annoying than using the magic wand, selecting an item, going to the menu, shifting over, selecting it, and then accidentally hitting apply all, and then having to do your Toy Box. And they're showing some sort of paint gun. You can see here when Stitch hovers over the ship and turns it all neon green, which is great to see. Or yellow. Or yeah. Yellowish neon green. There it is. Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna get some form of paint gun. And we were talking a little bit today in one of our chats. Is this gonna be something that's random? Can you choose your color? Is it kind of you just have to keep hitting it until you get the color you want? Can you do other things besides colors? Can you do like textures, like the army texture or the Tron texture or whatever? It asks more questions than it solves, but this is definitely exciting because one of my little annoyance factors in building a level looks like it's going to be taken care of now.
Totally.
And I wonder if you can use the use it as a game mechanic, in like as a creativity thing, like put in a what's the word, when
you have say you have a trigger which colors things.
Yeah, a trigger. Yeah, so if it changes color, do this or whatever. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be.
So just to follow up on the 2 toy boxes, as we're seeing some of this more paint gun action. So Crazy by Nick, the first toy box artist that was hired by Avalanche, this is actually one of the toy boxes is a mashup toy box that was shown off at E3, and the other is his version of Disneyland. So it's kind of cool that we know who made this toy box. Great work, as always, Crazy by Nick. Stitch is going to be so much fun.
I can't wait.
Oh, is that a
Looks like
TP from Peter Pan?
It definitely looks like there's a TP there.
It could be. It's not a TP from Lone Ranger playset, is it?
Lone Ranger. It doesn't look like anything that I've seen before.
Yeah, I don't know. Good point.
It does kind of look more cartoony.
That log perched up above the thing looks pretty interesting too. That.
Yeah.
Oops.
Crazy Stitch. Love the facial animation. It's so pronounced because his head's so big. Subject Delta is saying they think it's the Lone Ranger TP. You know what? At the very least, this is going to create some diversity. So you can have two play sets that are identical, but just crazily themed or crazily colored.
Now, isn't that a castle everybody would like to live in?
Yeah.
Crazy colors everywhere.
It's a small world version of the castle.
So this is showing the mechanic then that Tinkerbell doesn't shrinks when she flies. Is that what we're seeing here?
Yeah, so it looks like you see her kind of suck up into the glowing ball, and she takes off flying.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
And then fireworks.
Is that improved fireworks?
Yes, absolutely.
That is next-gen fireworks, people. You've seen it.
It looks like they go more than 5 feet off the ground, too, so that's a bonus.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not just created in post, that those are the actual fireworks set. I mean, look, the contrast of the sky even changes as it gets brighter and darker.
Yeah. Definitely better lighting in this game.
I think that's pretty much, we just got that final scene. The classic comedic bit.
A Disney Infinity staple.
What's he pulling out there? A fish.
A fish, yeah. Just summons a fish.
So someone was saying they don't think that's going to be a Stitch thing, that it's going to be... It's a different fish, but I can't remember what it was. That packaging is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original's right at the bottom, so you know what you're buying if you already didn't know. And the little for Disney Infinity 2.0, so no one gets confused.
Has the toy box icon, so it's pretty much confirms there's not going to be a Tinkerbell or a Lilo and Stitch playset.
All right.
Yeah. And completely void of any Marvel branding whatsoever. So maybe the potential rumors of a Disney original starter set might be a possibility.
Totally. Yeah.
Because how else would you know? There's like, why would you, if there's no mention of Marvel on there, then why would you know? How would you know that that works with the Marvel starter set?
Totally.
Right.
And Pirate Steve is saying that fish could be a Muppets fish.
Yeah, that the one guy that throws fish all the time. I can't remember his name. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too.
Well,
all right,
that's it, gents.
that's a lot. That was a lot of info, huh?
There's a lot packed into that trailer for sure.
I don't know what if you guys had to say highlights, what would those be? Would it be the figures? Would it be some of the new stuff in game in the toy box? What Jason, what was your favorite thing that you saw throughout the entire trailer?
Just again that epic callback to old school Disney. It's just like again that brilliant messaging to say this is Marvel, this is everything, but we have not forgotten about the hardcore Disney fan with those inclusions of the bed knobs and broomsticks and all that sort of stuff, and just treating the trailer right. It wasn't about this is Marvel, but we've also got Disney characters. They created a very good introduction to the fact that no, this is also completely Disney.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Lloyd, do you agree? Is that your favorite, or do you have something else you just...
It's a toss-up. I love the figures, mainly because I I saw the glowing smiles on my kids' faces when they saw it. They were so happy, that's what this is all about. It's about just the joy of the Disney brand and all its individual parts. But I love the paint gun as well, because I know how many times I haven't worked on many toy boxes. I'm not like a toy box artist in training that's submitting one for every challenge. And even I was annoyed by the odd time hitting apply to all, and it's just like, oh, that's an hour of my life gone. I got to redo this stuff. Just those little things, and it just shows like they're iterating. They're making everything better in the game in small little leaps and jumps. So yeah, it just looks amazing.
Yep. Yeah, I think if I had to choose, it would be more of those theme park nods. But there's so much in this. That's why we always break these trailers down, but we just had to, because there's so many bits in there that you just really had to slow things down to take a look at. And the character animations for both Stitch and Tinkerbell look amazing, the figures themselves, but then also all those theme park things. So for those that are worried about Disney, the Disney piece of Disney Infinity, hopefully this will make people feel a little bit better. I know it made me feel a little bit better, and yeah, there's lots more coming, I'm sure of that. These 4 characters are not going to be the only Disney original characters, I don't think.
No.
So if you had to guess and pull a number of the air, how many Disney figures do you think there will be? Because hasn't it been said that there's going to be something like 14 Marvel characters, or that's what they said at the announcement events? Like there's 14 spaces or 15 spaces or something like that.
No, there's more than that. I think there's 20 something for Marvel. Yeah, so I'm going to guess. A conservative guess would be 10. A big guess would be... It depends on if we have more than one Disney playset, Disney original playset. So I'm going to say that they're either going to be 3/4 of the amount of the total Marvel figures, or there's going to be half. So...
I think it's going to equal Marvel. I think whatever Marvel is, they'll equal with the Disney.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you bother branding it Disney Originals?
Can you imagine 40 new figures that you have to buy in Disney Infinity 2.0? I mean, the space alone and the angry other people in your house for buying all these toys. But it's going to be great. I can't wait to own each and every one.
Yeah, I'm looking at 20 right now without... and that's just... They're sitting on my desk. So, yeah. Oh, that's all right. It's a good problem to have, I guess. Yeah,
some more storage units for all these figures, some glassed-in lit things that I can proudly display all these figures, because they're all little works of art.
Absolutely. The consensus in the chat is going to be split, so 20 Marvel and 20 Disney.
Sounds about right.
Well, great. Well, yeah, we really appreciate everyone who got a chance to watch us live, and thanks for helping us out a few times there. We break down all of the trailers, so make sure you check out our YouTube, youtube.com/Disney Infinity TV, or just go over to DisneyInfinity.tv, where you can find all of the trailer breakdowns as well as our podcasts. We have currently three different Disney Infinity related podcasts. Inside the Toy Box, all about the Toy Box, and then Playset Potential, where we take Disney movies and play the what if game if there ever was a playset with. So make sure you check that out. Each Monday evening we record the show live, so just go to DisneyInfinity.tv every Monday night. So with that, gentlemen, I think that's going to about wrap it up for this trailer breakdown. Do you guys have any last minute things?
Don't forget the new blog that we just launched over at DisneyInfinity.tv. So it's DisneyInfinity.tv/blog. Q in the chat room right now. He's been doing some hard work getting all this stuff up. It's called Infinite Postabilities, which is a terrible tongue-in-cheek joke. But there's some really great content going up there. So if you're a Marvel, or if you're a Disney, or if you're a Disney Infinity fan, doesn't matter what it is, there's going to be some great content for you to read over at DisneyInfinity.tv/blog.
Yep. Great. Thanks for that, Lloyd. Almost called you Logan. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this, and we hope to see you during some of our other shows. But until next time, we hope your time's filled with infinite possibilities.